The question recurring, shall the bill as amended pass? Chair recognizes Representative Howse.
Mr. Speaker, move to amend Sub House Bill 258, Amendment 3024.
The amendment is in order. You may proceed.
Permission to speak to the amendment and to the bill.
Permission granted.
So my amendment, basically, one of the things that this proposed sub-bill will do will create a fifth-degree felony for physicians, and I believe that physicians, in all of the training that they go through and their experiences, they are qualified to use the full degree of their experiences, and we should not penalize people for providing care as they see fit. And so what this amendment will actually do will remove the criminal penalties for physicians. I'm not sure if everybody received the letter provided by the Ohio State Medical Association. They have sent to all of us, we are writing to express to members of the Ohio House our serious concerns regarding House Bill 258, which will generally prohibit an abortion after a fetal heartbeat can be detected. It is the policy of the Ohio State Medical Association to neither promote nor oppose legislative proposals related to the legality of abortion procedures. However, separate OSMA policy dictates that our organization opposes legislation that criminalizes or otherwise penalizes any medical procedure that is considered a standard of care. The OSMA is extremely concerned due to specific provisions of the legislation that allow for civil and criminal penalties for clinicians who provide medical care related to women's reproductive health issues. While the scope of medical practice is and should be under legislative control, determining the appropriateness for performing standard medical procedures has traditionally been and should continue to be left to the expertise of medical professionals. And I actually agree with that statement. We are legislators, not medical professionals, with the exception of a few in here. And so I would strongly encourage members of this body to support my amendment. And speaking to the legislation overall, it always amazes me how people talk about law. And my experience being here in this legislative body, the laws that we create are not based on right or wrong. They are based on protecting someone's interests at a moment in time. And so depending on who is in this body who is in control will determine what is quote unquote right or wrong. Many times in this legislative body, even currently right now, I believe there are 23 women compared to 76 men. I don't know any point in time in Ohio's history where we've actually had a majority of women in these halls that have made actual laws. I mean, have been the majority of the decision makers in making Ohio's laws. So as we talk about in our current laws of abortion being considered murder, again, I would believe that if it was a majority of women, we would probably have different laws currently that we would have current laws where abortion would be considered murder. But beyond that, as a person, and I always do the everyday person test, if you go and talk to your everyday neighbors, asking people, would we want legislators telling people what to do? And the overwhelming answer would probably no, specifically when it comes to people's reproductive health. I do not need anyone in this building telling me what to do with my body. You do not feed me, you do not clothe me, you do nothing for me in that way. And so it is really, really, really unsettling that we have an obsession with telling people what to do with their body. You don't have to do that. We should really mind our business. We really need to mind our business and leave people alone when it comes to their decisions because we do not take care of them, period. And so, with all due respect, I would really kindly ask this body to mind their business when it comes to reproductive health and vote no against this bill because myself and many other women here in Ohio do not need your help to tell us what to do. Thank you, and vote no on this bill, please. Thank you.
Question is, shall the motion to amend be agreed to? The chair recognizes Representative Hagan.
Mr. Speaker, I would advocate that the motion to amend be tabled, and the reason being that essentially it guts the intention of the legislation. This bill has been vetted. It has passed through the process of committee. And to reward physicians for performing an abortion, which in essence is murder of a unborn human individual, would be in complete counterproductivity to this debate and intention of this legislation today.
Question is, shall the motion be agreed to? The chair recognizes Representative Seitz.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move we lay the amendment upon the table.
Question is, shall the motion to amend be laid upon the table? The House will prepare and proceed to vote. Have all members now voted? The clerk will take the roll. 65 affirmative votes, 28 negative votes. The motion is agreed to, and the amendment is laid upon the table.